Welcome to T-Boys TV. I'm back again with another video. Obviously, I do usually do live streams of these Premier League predictions, but it's been quite a busy day. And yeah, obviously I do want to get them out either way, so I'm going to do them pre-recorded. So yeah, if you enjoy it, prefer it like this, I might even do it like this in the future. We will see. But if you prefer the live streams, just be honest and tell me. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, we're going to be predicting the game week 17 Premier League games. Obviously, Premier League is back, obviously, after the World Cup. And obviously, teams have played their friendlies, getting, their rhythm back, trying to get back in the swing of things going into these games. So, yeah, let's get into them. Obviously, all the games, bar 3, are on Boxing Day. Obviously, 2 are on the Tuesday and 1 is on the Wednesday. So, yeah, let's get on with it. So, the first game is Brentford versus Tottenham. Early kickoff. On Boxing Day, London derby. It's going to be an interesting one. News has come out, Ivan Toney, he's been found to do more betting, I believe, which is obviously not good. It ruined his chances of going to the World Cup, because if he didn't do that, I think he had a very good chance of going. It's going to be interesting as well to see who Brentford go with up front, because I think it might affect him playing in this game, if I'm correct, as far as I'm aware, especially from what I've heard from Brentford fans. I know Tottenham, I could have actually went for a Tottenham game the other day. If I did go, I'd have logged it. One of my mates asked me if I wanted to go, but didn't have money to pay out for that. That's why I didn't go. It's an interesting one. Brentford have a bit of a sticky record against Tottenham. I know they haven't beaten for a while. Tottenham, I'm going to back them to win this one. I'm going to back them to win it. I can see it being a tight game. I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 to Tottenham in this one. Moving on to the next game, another London derby. Crystal Palace taking on Fulham. Obviously, as we know, Crystal Palace with Vieira. Not doing too bad. The inconsistency has been there at times this season, I would say. You know what I say about the Palace support. For me, underrated support. Up there in the Premier League for me. Taking on Fulham, who obviously started their season really well, still doing well. It's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, London derby. I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go over 1-1 in this game. I think both teams won't be able to, cancel each other out. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 in this one. Moving on to the next game, moving up to North now, moving up the North sides, the crap sides of Merseyside. Obviously, Everton taking on Wolves. Two teams, obviously this is a massive game at the bottom of the table. Everton sits 17th, I believe it is, as it stands. Wolves actually sit bottom of the league, as far as I'm aware. And the thing with Wolves, they lack goal scoring in games. Obviously, they did play midweek, beat Gillingham, which a lot of people would have expected. I thought it'd go penalties, given how Gillingham do in cups. I know in league they're not doing great. But Wolves, I'm just not really too convinced by them. Like I say, I don't really score a lot of goals either. Goodison Park, the atmosphere is going to be well up for this. You could say this is a 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. Teams in that relegation battle. So, for me, Goodison Park, it can be good when they want it to be, especially atmosphere-wise, I have to be honest. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. I think it'll be a tight game, but I'm going to go 1-0 to Everton in this one. Moving on to the next game, another derby. Obviously, it is Boxing Day, so there's a lot of games, near teams play each other nearby, that sort of thing. Southampton versus Brighton, obviously a South Coast derby. Obviously, Nathan Jones is the Southampton manager. Obviously, he's been 2 games, or he's had 2 games now as Southampton manager. Obviously, a loss to Liverpool, which was expected, let's be real, away at Anfield, given how Liverpool have done. Majority of this season, obviously not great. And then, obviously, they did beat Lincoln in the Cup. I did get that score prediction right. I said 2-1. I knew it would be tough because Lincoln do all right in Cup competitions this year. They beat Bristol City in the previous round. At the end of the day, a League One team slapped up away from home as well, a Championship side. Maybe for not much longer, but we'll see. But this game, Southampton versus Brighton, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I think the last time they played, it was 2-2, if I'm correct. Will Nathan Jones get his first win in the Premier League? Or will Brighton? Obviously, we know how well they're doing. Even since Graham Potter's left, they're still doing really good. Will they keep up their decent form? Again, I'm going to go with another one where the teams don't manage to cancel each other out. I'm going to go for a 1-1. I'm going to go for a 1-1 in this one. Obviously, Southampton need the points more. Obviously, sitting second bottom. But I'm going to go with a 1-1 in this one. Moving on to the next game. Another difficult game to predict. Leicester City moving over to the Midlands. Leicester City versus Newcastle United. Obviously, Newcastle doing very well. They did win midweek as well against Bournemouth in the Cup. 1-0. Obviously, in the league, obviously, they're sitting third. Doing very well. Eddie Howe, since he had a bit of pressure on him, has turned it around and done very well. You know, he's shut the critics up, so to speak. Taking on Leicester, who obviously are sitting mid-table now, around about 13th, if I'm correct, somewhere around about there. Obviously, they did start doing well towards the end of the World Cup break after that shocking start. Maddison started doing really well. And yeah, players started performing a lot better. For Leicester, I just think with Newcastle, the way they've been, they do actually have a better away record than Man City as well. It's by a point, but still got a better record than Man City, who are known as, you know, the best team in the country, or one of them. Obviously, Newcastle doing very well, like I said as well. I'm going to back Newcastle. I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle in this one. Moving on to the next game, the 5:30 game on Boxing Day in the Premier League. That is Aston Villa at Villa Park, of course, taking on Liverpool. Obviously, my second team. This one's an interesting one. Obviously, the last time, I don't really want to, recall it, but the last time Liverpool did lose to Villa was obviously that emphatic 7-2 defeat, where they were just scoring deflections for fun. But it was just shocking, from us, of course. Obviously, Villa, I looked at their injury list, and that does give me a bit of confidence. Coutinho's not going to be available, apparently. Ramsey, Martinez, I'm not sure if he'll be back from this one after the World Cup. Liverpool obviously do have a lot of injuries themselves, especially up front. Jota, Diaz, obviously they've got quite, injuries for a while, which, does make me a little bit nervous. But, at the same time, after seeing what I heard from Villa, I'm quietly confident. Liverpool tend to do well against Unai Emery as well. I think of Villarreal, and they did have us on ropes for a little bit in that semi-final second leg Champions League, but then we turned it around. He is unbeaten as the boss, as well, at home. So, don't underestimate Villa at all. It's going to be a difficult game. Again, Villa Park, when their atmosphere is on it, they're brilliant. Especially, it's going to be an evening game as well. Lineup. I'll go through my lineup before I go score predictions. Obviously, a lot of you want to know. So, I'm going to base it on players that I know should be back, and that Alisson should be back in goal for this one. Obviously, Kelleher always plays the cup games anyway, especially in the League Cup. Trent should be back for this one, so I'm going to go Trent right back. 4-3-3, I'm going to go with Robbo left back. Centre-backs, Van Dijk should be back as well, so I'll go Van Dijk and Matip. And in the midfield, I'm going to go Fabinho, Henderson. Actually, no, Fabinho, Thiago, and Elliott. If you can't hear that, that's just the stopwatch or the food. So bear with me for that one. So yeah, I'm going to go Fabinho, Elliott on the right, Thiago on the left. And then up front, we have to go Ox on the left because obviously Firmino's still not back by the sounds of it. Salah on the right, of course. It's got to be Núñez up front. You could even say... No, I was going to say you could say Carvalho on the left, but I don't think you can actually, because I think he come off injured against Man City. So it's going to have to be Ox, which you lot know I'm not really a biggest fan of. People thought he'd come on and done all right. I don't really see how. He'd done a couple of passes. Not like he really affected the game, is it, in my opinion? And it weren't like we was down and out. We could have still got back into it. We scored, 2 goals, one after the other, pretty much before that. So it's one of them for me, but we're going to have to go with him. But yeah, as for my score prediction, like I said, I am feeling a little bit confident after seeing Villa's injury news. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to go 2-1, the exact same score as it was the last time we played as well. And obviously I did do a watch along to that. I won't be doing a watch along to this one as it's on Amazon Prime. And I don't really like when football's on Amazon Prime because it's behind. So it's a bit annoying. But I'll definitely watch it and see what goes on. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Another derby, another London derby. And that is obviously Arsenal, obviously high-flying, top of the league. Taking on West Ham United, who are actually in the relegation battle this season, which is crazy. But yeah, Arsenal, you know, obviously it's going to be massive for them without Jesus. I don't rate Nketiah. I think it's quite laughable, to be honest, that they give him number 14, if I'm being honest. Especially after, you know, players that have had it in the past, like Thierry Henry, arguably the greatest player that's ever played in the Premier League. It's mad to me. But they're taking on West Ham. Recent years, especially from memory of when I've watched these games, they tend to do well against West Ham, especially at the Emirates. But I just don't rate Nketiah. I just don't rate Nketiah. Obviously, they've got other good players as well, which we know. Saka, Martinelli. But yeah, I'm going to back Arsenal, but I don't think it's going to be a convincing one. I'm going to go with a famous 1-0 to the Arsenal in that game. So yeah, they're all the Boxing Day fixtures. Moving on to the other fixtures. Obviously, these games are now on Tuesday. These two next ones I'm about to say. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Now, obviously, Chelsea not doing so great under Graham Potter since he's come in. I think they haven't won their last 5, if I'm correct. Taking on Bournemouth, who, you know, were doing very well when Gary O'Neill first come in as the interim. Obviously, it's come out now he's the permanent manager. And, you know, it's not... I know Chelsea fans, majority of them, even though they've got players back which will benefit them, a lot of them are still not confident going into this game, especially the ones that I've spoken to, and rightly so. Don't underestimate Bournemouth. They have a lot of confidence with Gary O'Neill being the permanent manager. I think it could turn out similar to Ollie for United, where they might have rushed it and it might not go right. But I think it could, you know, benefit them for a few games. They could have a lot of confidence. And Chelsea not doing great under Graham Potter, like I said. I think this is going to be a mad game. There's always a mad game, especially at the Premier League. The 2 weeks leading up to the World Cup, there was games with this scoreline. I'm going to go with it again. I'm going to put my neck on the line, mate. I'm going to go Chelsea 3, Bournemouth 4, mate. You saw, like I said, the last 2 weeks, the game before the World Cup, Tottenham beat Leeds 4-3. And then the game before that was Leeds. Was it Leeds again? I think it was Leeds winning 4-3 against Bournemouth. So, yeah, I'm going to go Bournemouth on the other hand to do it this time round. I'm going to back them to do it. I'm going to back them to do it. It's not impossible. We've seen Chelsea concede 4 goals against teams in recent years at home as well. You look at Brentford last year. You know, it's possible. It's possible. And like I said, the last 2 weeks before the World Cup, there was games with 4-3. So I reckon there will be one. There's always a mad scoring game. So, yeah. And then moving on to the next game, the game after, that is moving up to the north, Manchester, obviously Old Trafford, Man United taking on Nottingham Forest. Obviously Nottingham Forest being in that relegation battle, another side that are, when you sign the amount of players they do, it's sort of expected, especially in the Premier League. Taking on Man United, who are looking good at the moment, I have to be honest. Obviously did beat Burnley midweek, 2-0. Marcus Rashford is looking very good again. I'm not going to lie. I can only see this going one way, and that is a United win. As for a scoreline, I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester United in this one. Moving on to the last game, the game on the Wednesday. And that is Wednesday evening, of course. That is at Ellen Road. So we're moving over to another part of the northern side. Leeds United taking on Manchester City. I remember both results last year. Man City winning very emphatically. They won 7-0 at home and 4-0 away from home. Leeds are another side for me. I said they'd get relegated this year. I said they'd be in the battle. They're definitely, you know, going to be in the battle for me still. Man City, they can't really afford to drop points as much as they're not top of the league. Arsenal, you know, are... If they keep on winning, they'll be running away with it. So City need to try and get some wins in. I think they'll win this one. I do think it will be an emphatic win. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go Leeds United 1, Manchester City 4 in this one. And also, I think the way they played the other day, as much as they conceded 2 to Liverpool at the end of the day, it is Liverpool who's, you're all right, they've done great this season, but they've still got that, really good attack and that sort of thing. I just think, De Bruyne, if he plays like he did the other day against Leeds, he's going to have a field day. Haaland, it's a madness. It's an absolute madness. And I just realised that Leeds is where Haaland was born, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, City win for me. And I'm going to go have a comfortable win, like I said. But yeah, they are my predictions for the Premier League game week 17. Obviously, like I said, I am doing a pre-recorded video. Obviously, I don't usually do them. I usually do live streams. But like I said, if you enjoy it, then let me know and I'll do more in the future. And if you don't, then just tell me. Just, tell me that as well. Say you prefer the live streams. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's just thought I'd do it because I wanted to get it out either way. But obviously it's a bit of a hectic one today. So yeah, man, obviously Christmas Eve as well. So Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. And yeah, I hope you'll have a good Christmas and a new year. But obviously I will be back with content after Christmas. So yeah, and obviously I would have done a hat show with my dad by the time this drops as well. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Obviously talk about Luton in the Championship and obviously their games that they've played and coming up to play. So yeah, check all of that out. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, let me know your score predictions in the chat or in the comment section as well. Don't forget to smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share the channel. And if you want to follow me across any of my socials, links to them are in the description as well. And yeah, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. And yeah, subscribe to T-Boys TV Extra as well. Link to that is in the description as well. And yeah, till next time, take care and peace.